Get fucked under the mountain, TPK. Ew.
Hey, internet.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, if you really
Excellent.
want a
Bring
TPK,
that.
I will make it interesting.
Welp.
I mean,
Well.
you could just say you don't want to play anymore. That's fine too.
No, I want to play.
I mean,
It's your Christmas gift to us. New character sheets.
I guess 6 beholders show up.
Yeah.
Roll initiative.
Listen, you just get them in a circle, and they anti-magic
You know,
field themselves.
Like
It's fine.
Like Weeping
You know,
Angels, you just
Mhm.
like get
You
them
get
to
it- yeah.
all.
that is exactly how you beat beholders, and I know because I've done it.
I know, to yourself.
I did it to myself. I'm pretty sure there were like I'm pretty sure it was like 6 beholders in a small room, and I thought, yeah, this is gonna be fucking epic. And then I realized none of them can do anything if their eye is open.
Amazing. No, I'm looking forward to going under the mountain, wrecking it.
Yes. Hello, internet. How are you? I'm fine,
Welcome.
thanks. But it is Wednesday, and Wednesday means Wednesday night dice. Say hello, nerds.
Hello, nerds.
Hello, nerds.
Will never not be funny. Before we begin, a couple of quick shout outs as we are wont to do. Foundry Virtual Tabletop, Hero Forge, Incarnate, and Dungeon Alchemist. All of my visual aids would not be possible without those tools that I use constantly. Fantasy name generators, Monument Studios for music. It's on the list, I swear. And yeah, the whole reason that we're doing this, Extra Life, 2023 ended on a heck of a high note. We had made our goal. Really excited to all of the cool and interesting things that we're gonna get up to this year. In addition to, as always, players and audience members alike are free to make donations. I'm pretty sure all of that is up and running already for this year.
extra-life.org/nerdhouse, I think.
Yes. So yeah, you can drop a donation. $5 will give one party member of your choice advantage on their next die roll. $15 gives advantage to the entire party on all of their next die rolls. And yeah, I think that's it. Did I miss anything? Well, then let's begin. We'll begin with a little bit of warm up and a amuse bouche, if you will. I would like everybody to roll a percentile die. We'll get the brains pumping.
Rolling cleric numbers over here. 7.
12.
Hey.
Sam, I heard a 7.
Yeah.
Describe your character's current appearance. Clothes, armor, scars they've picked up along the journey, etc.
She is a 3 foot. Hold on. I can tell you. 3'3" gnome. With pointy ears. Brown hair that's always tied back like a kind of rat's nesty kind of updo. She always has like a pair of goggles, as artificers typically do. A pair of like goggles that kind of keep everything back like a headband.
Okay.
She does wear like a little bit of makeup. Specifically it's not really makeup, more just whatever like soot is around that she kind of like puts around her eyes and that sort of thing. She wears kind of whatever she has around, a lot of like hand-me-downs from aunts and uncles, cousins, with her usual adventuring gear. Not a ton of like the usual kind of scars and like effects of battle and like souvenirs, mostly on her hands from working with metal and that kind of stuff. So some burn scars on her hands, some rogue scars from the occasional unwieldy screwdriver. She's got like a nasty one like in her palm where like her screwdriver slipped. Um that kind of stuff, you know. Got like welts on her hands, like the occasional blood blister from when she pinches her finger. But yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Um, Court, I think I heard a 12 from you.
Yes, sir.
What is your character's current goal summed up into one sentence? And then elaborate on that sentence.
It's a good question. Short term, obviously get paid, which I feel like is typical for any adventurer.
Get money.
Get money. Long-term goal, I think she wants to make a difference, in that they take these jobs, but now there's a bigger situation afoot. Like there's discord between the guilds, and Skytown itself is not very, necessarily very opulent, but seemingly under the mountain, I get the impression is. And I think she's just kind of trying to carve out a nice, cozy life for herself in the long run. She's doing
Okay.
what she has to do now in order to have maybe a nicer retirement than Zill is perhaps having.
So your goal is to live long enough to retire.
Indeed.
Man,
And,
a
have a
millennial
good
pipe dream if I've ever heard one.
What is this retirement that you speak of?
have
Yeah.
a good time and make some money while doing it with a group of people that she likes being around.
Okay. Rhodes, what did you roll?
27.
27. Nobody
Damn, all
rolled
sub
really.
50s.
Tina, what did you roll?
79.
Yeah.
All right, Rhodes. What is your character's greatest fear? It could be
Okay.
rational or irrational.
Austin's gonna write it down, so be cautious.
Oh, that's fine. Um,
Just let me
okay,
get
I can
my
only think of the
pen.
phrase FOMO. Not in a like, I have to be involved in everything, but like, even if Zill had more money to actually retire, I don't think he actually would retire. He wants to be involved and doing something. So like he fears essentially like aging to the point of being useless. Like that actually sounds like he doesn't want to retire. That sounds terrible to him.
Okay.
There. Poor guy.
And also he couldn't really afford to properly retire, but like even if he could,
He'd get so bored, is the thing.
yes, he'd be bored and he would feel like he was just sitting in his apartment, like, and everything else in the world was going on around him, and he wasn't a part of it.
Tina. keeping in mind that this is not Wednesday Night Dice After Dark, what unusual talents does your character possess?
I will just tell you, it is dark outside.
It is dark outside.
Yeah, I mean, it
That's
is.
only because it's January.
Ugh,
He's like a
Um,
really good tap dancer, you guys.
no.
Really
just
good
the,
at keeping rhythm.
that's just the clank clank. That's just because they're metal. It's not tap dancing. We've been through this. I think that I think Endeavor's really has like the ability to basically make an origami anything.
Love that.
Okay.
So there's probably a collection along with the ever-growing collection of plants, none of which right now are carnivorous, but one day. There's probably this like there's like it started with like the tiny little cranes and stuff and has just become more and more elaborate over time.
Now,
None of them right now are animated or anything, but one day they may come to life.
here's the real question. If you like making like itty bitty like origami things, do you first like wild shape into a raccoon that has smaller hands so that you can have that manual dexterity to make even smaller origami stuff?
I don't know. I don't know if Endeavor has tried yet to go that small. I feel like there is a certain size that at least that I at one point in my life could make for like a crane, like the little bitty ones that are like 2 inches by
Mhm.
2 inches. And once you go smaller than that, I could not do it. But yeah, Endeavor has not tried that yet. I don't know. We would need to be something with very dexterous fingers and opposable thumbs.
Why I said raccoon.
Yeah.
I was going to say like squirrel or
I was like,
rat,
wait, this
but
is
you still need thumbs.
yeah, you still gotta hold this. But yes, I think Endeavor has a knack for making the kind of origami that you're looking at it and being like, how did you even get that to go that way?
Mm-hmm.
And makes little ones. So now those are starting to decorate. There's a whole ecosystem cropping up in the corner of the house apartment that she shares with Hell. That like that corner is just starting to explode in plants and various other things, and eventually it's gonna be the equivalent of like a terrarium, like one
It's
of
like
those little
that.
fairy terrariums.
It's like that lamp that Marisha showed in her and Matt's house on TikTok that's like a clear lamp, and somebody sent them like a shit ton of paper cranes that had been folded, and they just like put them in the base of the lamp.
Mm-hmm.
They probably have a paper crane lamp.
Yeah, I mean, at some point they may fly. Who knows?
Who knows? All right. Um, and now I will open it up to the group to whoever wants to give me the recap of last week's session. Don't everybody
Let's
speak
I,
up at
I had to look
once.
at my notes,
look
okay?
at
Give
yeah,
us more than
yeah.
2 seconds.
Never.
We went to the Hammer's Clamor, which is
Mhm.
owned by Odatra, Lula's aunt, who is not the nicest lady in the world.
He's a bitch.
But
You can say it.
yeah, okay, but her daughter is super enthusiastic and really wants to go with us, but we kind of talked her out of it because we don't want to be responsible for her death underground or her mind getting eaten. We just don't want to be responsible. Sorry.
Why do you
Um,
guys always think it's going to be mind flayers with me?
because I know you.
See? That's what I said.
You're putting us underground and it's Dustin. It's if you don't have a mind flare, I'll wonder if you're sick.
Doesn't always have to be mind flayers.
Okay, some
Some
sort of illithid,
some
something that wants to eat or control your brain.
sometimes it's mimics.
No, that too. We met up at the mutton chop, and talked about the original message, and eventually realized yes, that person was wearing a badge of the deep armory, but questionable as to whether or not that person, is legit. Maybe they were impersonating someone, so we still have questions there. So there was a potential for us to go and either try to find them or see if somebody at the guild knew them. Um, and Hell was impersonating them for a little bit. I don't think anybody recognized Hell and was like, "Hey, Jim," but trying to find out who that person is so we can hunt down who G is and where this job came from. And then we went to the Phoenix Fire Forge and officially picked up that job. And Corlias
Okay.
was less than useful as to, how to actually get him this fire.
Oh yeah.
But, job's a job. We'll figure it out.
Hey, the how is not his department. The hey you go do this thing, that's his department.
Yes, spoken like true management.
Yep. All right. Rhodes, give yourself one inspiration for that very well worded recap. And that brings us to the following morning, where I might have to sneeze. I spoke its name and it went away.
That just means it's gonna surprise you.
Don't say that. I don't want to sneeze sneaking up on me. Yes, that leads us to the following morning. I believe that means that tomorrow night
Yes.
is your meeting with Rickety Hake.
Correct.
So, is there any last minute investigations or questions you want to be asking or things to do before this meeting? You guys have one more free day.
At some point, I just need to pick up my arm, but
Oh yeah, by now your arm is definite. You could have picked your arm up yesterday.
he'll probably
But
wake up early because he doesn't. He's one of those a-holes. He wakes up early, so he's like there at opening to pick up his arm.
mm-hmm. But yeah, you go to what did I call that place? An arm and a leg?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Great. You head off to an arm and a leg, and meet back up with Gwenva and Gulman. Um, and you pick up your arm, and it is in perfect working order. And all that is left is to pay the tab for the service, which is 4 silver.
Sweet. All right.
You've got a subscription plan, so you get a discounted rate.
That's nice of it. And I'm sure that like the Deep Armory also has like a program discount for repeat customers.
Yeah, you get your Deep Armory discount, you get your rewards member discount.
Excellent. Yeah, that's good business right there.
Ah. All right. Lula, how do you
Yes.
begin your day?
She wakes up probably closer to like 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
First thing she'll do is something I forgot that she can, which I have to do, is her like super lucky tool set that she carries with
Mhm.
her allows her to cast a cantrip of any spell list. So she'll kind of like kind of her morning routine over her breakfast cereal to like clean her tools and prep that and decide what she
Okay.
needs for the day, which will get her that spell. But she's kind of just taking it easy. I think the next most of this day will be spent prepping her stuff, giving Brutus a tune up. Excuse me. And if there is time, just meeting with the rest of the group, trying to eavesdrop as much as possible around town, see if she can hear any like gossip or anything about this, this first job that they have.
Okay. I would like you to start with do you have Smith's tools? You should have Smith tool proficiency, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and make a um Smith's tools with intelligence
And proficiency.
and, and proficiency. Um, and this will be, all your cleaning and giving Brutus a tune up and just making sure everything is in working order.
13.
13. Okay. Um,
Did you use the Brutus?
yeah,
I did.
over the last couple of days, Brutus has had some
Oh, she puts the new
scrape.
panel on Brutus, too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you put the new panel on. You check him for any other scrapes or dings, and you give him like a deep cleaning, getting all like um, the dirt and grime out of his gears and all of that sort of thing. Um, and you put together um, whatever tools you think you're going to need today or over the next couple of days.
Cool.
Um, Helia and Endeavor, how do the two of you begin your day?
I think we had planned to stay at the Adventurers Guild before we
We
left
did.
to see
Because
if
we
we
took all of our
can.
stuff yesterday.
Yeah. Listen. Uh, also to see if we could find out over here or just keep an eye out for any more information on the mission that we're going on and any more information on this Brawlin Billow Boots fellow and the potential discord amongst the guilds.
Okay. Um, Go ahead and and I'll let both of you make this check. Make an investigation check, but use your charisma modifier instead.
Yeah, no, that's no. That's a Helia thing.
What?
That's a you thing. I don't do that thing.
Um,
I turn myself on in the morning and Druidcraft to figure out what the weather's gonna be.
14.
14.
Mhm.
You hear, I mean, essentially you guys are staying in like the dorms.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a lot of chatter going on. A lot of it is freshmen talking about their not so much like studies, not that kind of freshmen, but they're novice adventurers. um
Aww.
they are talking about these super awesome and super dangerous assignments that they've done, clearing rats out of some old lady's basement. um and that sort of thing. um the in like in those, again, lack of a better term, dorms, um you you're hearing about a lot of different jobs, but none of them sound particularly exciting. None of them, for a person of your experience, none of them sound particularly dangerous or out of the ordinary. It's, you know, somebody signed a contract to be a bouncer at one of the local bars, or um, someone took a contract to be a runner, or that sort of thing. So a lot of those are very common. There's not a whole lot of talk about any specialized work. Um, Although you do hear a couple of mentions about the Phoenix Fire job and how somebody took that job. Um, but in overhearing the mention, they don't say who, or you don't hear them say who. Um, and there are a few mentions of other jobs sort of in that vein. Um, it is quite often that you'll see job postings from Bitter Strength or Sharper Visage that, it's wizards and alchemists looking for rare or dangerous or difficult to get spell components or
Hmm.
alchemical ingredients. You know,
So one thing I think that she would definitely be on the lookout for is, do we see the runner that gave the job to Lula? Do we, like, is he somebody we notice? Because freshman dorms kind of seemed like probably a freshman himself, and she would definitely be keeping an eye out to see if he's amongst those that live in the I'm just gonna call them the dorms full time.
yeah, I mean that is very much what they are. It is
Barracks.
um
Yeah.
no, they're
Their
dorms.
dorms.
Get your
Um
shower shoes.
so the basic layout of the keep. I think I've explained a little bit of this already, but uh Deep Armory Keep is it is more or less a square plot. One corner outside the wall, but like against the outside of the wall is like a stable and um a wheelwright's shop. Uh Inside the wall, you have the main keep, which is kind of L-shaped, against the opposite corner from the stable. And then between the two, you have essentially the dorm building. And it is 6 levels, 6 stories tall, and each story there are dorms for uh 8 24 um people can live on each floor. um it is because of the design of the building, it's essentially like one central staircase. The lower floors obviously get more traffic. There are no elevators. Elevators are a thing, but there are no elevators in this building. So the lower floors have a lot more traffic, but they're also easier to get to. So um, there's little bit of contention over where is the best place and the most sought after dorms if you can get them. The middle floors are universally just disliked. Um, but go ahead and make a perception check as you are looking for that runner.
9.
9.
Woof.
I have a +7.
Oh.
Yeah.
You are headed to one of the many small like cafeterias. That there is a cafeteria in the middle of each of these dorm levels. So not everybody eats in the same room. And as you enter one of these cafeterias, with their back to you, you do see that runner sitting at one of the tables.
I'm gonna nudge Endeavor. And I'm just gonna point.
Endeavor, make a perception check.
Mm-mm. 21.
That's not the guy.
It's kind of look back at Hell with the
It's the runner.
the runner had red hair. Red hair, right?
I believe so.
I swear that's him.
That's a dwarf. You can
The
tell
runner
by
had a
the
black cloak. This person at the table has black hair.
also a beard.
She kind of sighs and grumbles. Sorry, apparently I didn't see him very well with my face planted in the ground.
That's true. You did have that accident with the table.
It's clearly the table's fault.
It's not my fault the chair was in the way. Zell didn't push it out all the way.
Well, it was a good try. You should keep your eye out and maybe.
I hate staying here. We should have just gone back to the apartment.
It's only another day, and you might learn something, and it's kind of funny listening to them talk about the Phoenix Fire job.
Just as the two of you were like kind of standing sort of
In the
in
doorway.
the doorway.
Oh yeah.
And this very young but very squarely built dwarf in half plate armor and with an enormous maul slung over his shoulder kind of like bumps and shoves Endeavor out of the way a little bit and just says, you're blocking the door. Fucking freshman.
Are we freshmen?
Who are you calling a fucking freshman, small one?
How tall is this guy?
He's a dwarf.
So like 4 feet.
Yeah, 4.5 feet, maybe.
Probably wearing lifts.
Make another perception check.
Wow. It's gonna be one of these nights again, guys.
Oh no.
10.
And you can't tell if he's wearing lifts. But he does like kind of stop.
I rolled a 23 on that perception. Can I tell if he's wearing those?
Oh, absolutely wearing lifts. This guy is a sophomore. He kind of
what are we considered?
Graduates. You don't live here.
Yeah.
That's true. We didn't go to school. Never went to school.
He kind of hell yeah, at your comment, he kind of stops and just kind of turns to you and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Was my path in the way of your standing and just idling about in the doorway?"
Yes. There's this phrase called "excuse me." You can use it to ask people to politely move out of the way.
You know, interesting that you say that because there's an idea um, that when you're in a public place, you stay the fuck out of the way so that people aren't bumping into you.
I've heard of
Mm.
this one. You're supposed to stand to the right.
Yeah, stand to the right, walk on the left.
Yeah, that's the one. You should do that sometime.
I take like one step to the right, but not out of the doorway.
You step to the right, but coincidentally that is just into the middle of the doorway.
I'm sorry, the lifts in your shoes must make you think that you're a bigger thing than you actually are. No need to be rude, we would have moved. We had just stepped in ourselves.
Lula's in the
Um,
corner.
Yeah, you can hear Lula's voice.
he he doesn't reach over his shoulder to unsheath his maul, but he reaches like behind him to like grab at it slowly, and he says, "What did you just say to me?"
Oh, I'm sorry, do I need to speak slower? The lifts in your shoes
Uh,
must make you think you are bigger than you are.
Oh, no, hell. We
What's
don't
your
have...
AC?
15.
Just go over there. Oh, yeah.
You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as
Uncanny dodge it.
you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you kind of like roll with the hit. With his opposite hand, he just hooks you right in the jaw.
What are the rest of the folks in this lunchroom doing? Is Are they surprised by this, or is this like fight breaks out after school and everybody is now?
Everybody's on their way to fucking breakfast. School hasn't even started yet.
She's gonna use her short sword to gonna grab it and like spin it into her hand fairly quickly, and she's gonna take a swipe at him with it with the intention of sweeping his legs out from under him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that attack. Because it is I'm gonna say that it as a called shot.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. Just make an athletics check.
Okay. Not great. 2.
oh.
Athletics is strength. I don't do strength.
Yeah.
It's true, you don't.
You go to sweep and catch the backs of his knee, and he hops up out of the path, and when he comes back down, he lands standing on your short sword. At this point, the other half a dozen and a few more people that are in the room start chanting, "Fight, fight, 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 fight."
It wasn't my good sword. Don't even worry.
I mean, the sword's not broken, it's just being stood on, and it is forced out of your hand.
His ass. Now
Yeah,
you gotta.
This
No,
time
you
she'll
have
just
to.
go in like with her actual like magical short sword and go in for like a.
Are there rules against beating on the students?
I mean, there might be rules against killing people, but
She's not gonna kill him. She's just gonna
Well, yeah,
maim
of
him a
course.
little.
little bit, yeah, put him
I
in
just,
his place.
I don't want us to get banned or fined.
Miss Jackson.
Yeah.
And what exactly are you doing?
She's trying to stab him in the knee so he'll get the fuck off her sword.
Okay, so you're going to actually stab him.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, roll damage.
Okay.
Okay, which one of my things has the highest land speed so we can get the fuck out of here?
Do I get sneak attack on that because Endeavor's right there?
Endeavor, are you participating in this fight?
It's trying to
No!
get us out there. That's
Then
like
no.
4 points of piercing
Endeavor
damage.
stepped out of the way in an effort to have this not turn into a fight. Because this is not the first time that this has happened.
It's fine.
In fact,
4
it's
points of
probably
piercing
now up to
damage.
double digits. Usually it's Lula.
Yeah. Can confirm.
Yep. Where's Lula? Need Brutus to flank her.
I just imagine Lula is very much the like, what the fuck did you say?
Oh, especially when
Come
she's
on.
drunk. 100% when she's drunk, she's fighty.
Come again.
Excuse
it's-
me?
So it's Zill and Endeavor trying to be like, guys, come on.
There's at least one time where I think Endeavor has transformed into something just to bite like onto someone else's shirt and drag them physically out of the bar.
Pick them up. Like a great ape eventually, just pick them up and walk them out.
Oh yeah.
And then I guess my bonus action, I would use insightful fighting. So I can make an insight check against him, against the target's deception check. If I succeed, then actually I think it would be on the next turn. If I succeed, then I can use the sneak attack against him, but I think it would have to be before I take my actual hit. So it would be on
We
the
should
next
not
turn.
kill the students.
Okay.
Give him a scar to remember you by.
Mm-hmm.
So you stab him in the knee.
We should not kill the students.
And you deal what? You said 4 points of damage?
Mm-hmm.
He cries out in pain and says, "You fucking stabbed me!" And at that point, he, in a sort of a twirling motion to build momentum, he is going to draw his maul and he is going to attack you.
Okay.
How many people?
Does a 14 hit?
It does not.
Okay. Do, do, do. So he spins around, and swings his maul. He had to take a step back, and he didn't take that step back forward, so you are not in the arc. But he is going to burn a key point and do flurry of blows to make 2 more attacks. That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Someone's like, I had combat ready, but not this combat.
This is not the combat that I planned for, but I'm digging it. I'm all about it.
I'm just
Feeling
Endeavor. You could just Endeavor's just trying to radiate disappointment.
She's used to it.
So both of the unarmed strikes hit. On the as he continues spinning, this appears to be like his fighting style. Get a big weight way out away from him and just spin and keep up the momentum.
That's awesome.
Hence, I monk with a maul. Build one.
I'll uncanny dodge one of them.
Okay. Um. So, uh, do you uncanny dodge the first or the second hit?
Her instinct would probably be the first one.
Okay. So 5 becomes 2,
Mhm.
and then you take another 4 as the maul misses, but the back fist and then his kick both land.
Hmm. Oh Lord.
Um, my turn.
How
Yeah.
how far is this dude? Like
In that case, I'm gonna.
in relation to to everyone right now.
Um Mauls do not have reach.
Okay.
So it's not a big circle that he's creating with this. I mean it's
Okay.
I mean it's big, but it's not like it's not a 10-foot radius.
Okay. So he stepped back at some point.
He had stepped back,
Hmm.
and then he missed with the maul, but then stepped that extra 5 feet forward.
Okay. So he came back in.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So like he's engaged in
He's in
melee
hell
with
space.
Helia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the first thing that I'll do is as a bonus action,
That insightful fighting.
the insightful fighting.
Mm.
Oh god, that's not great. Let's see.
I don't know, you're probably fine.
Oh wait. Sorry, she has another feature of that. Yeah, it's a 11.
Yeah, he rolled less than that.
Okay, then that means I'll be able to use my sneak attack if I hit him.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just take another first attack at him. That's a natural 20.
Oh shit.
Okay.
If I
So
have to waste this diamond reviving a sophomore, you owe me.
base damage is 24.
Jesus.
This dude's going down. I'm gonna have to clean up blood.
44 points of damage.
Whoa.
If he is going out, she wouldn't killing blow. She'd probably just knock him out.
Make a dexterity saving throw
Okay.
to determine if you can pull your punch enough to not deal triple his hit points in one hit.
Oh my god.
If you fail,
You are
he's
well.
dead. I'm gonna put that on the table.
15.
Oh.
What?
15.
Okay. How much of that 44? How much damage do you actually deal?
24.
24?
Or no, sorry,
Okay.
it was 20. The base damage was 24.
Okay. Um uh how?
She's gonna go in swinging her sword at him, and at the last minute, like jerk the blade back and just like bap and like smack him with the butt of her sword, like the punch to the jaw like he gave to her, but like with the butt of her sword.
Okay. That's perfectly fine as your intention. But as he goes to block, he's not quite. He's almost fast enough to block. Um, but he is only fast enough to see it coming, and you catch him right between his eyes, right at the bridge of his nose. Um, and you hear a loud crack
Mm.
and crunching sound,
Mm-hmm.
and he just collapses.
Oh,
um Blood starts seeping from his nose as he
yeah, I'll
lies
go fix that.
unconscious.
I'm gonna go fix that while glaring at Hell the entire time because we don't just leave people to bleed out on the floor. I'm pretty sure that's actually in the guild rules. That's something that's in there.
That's why I
Um,
have you. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, if Lou
make a history check while
had me,
while Endeavor cleans up your mess. Make a
Oh.
history check.
I'll give this guy
18.
I'll second level healing word.
Okay.
And let me roll that.
18.
um Endeavor is absolutely correct. That there is something in like the guild rules not to just leave people to bleed out, but that's not quite how it's worded. It's Rule 37. Confirm the kill.
um,
Besides Endeavor, Rule 37, if I would have killed him,
if
I
you
would
would
have still been following the rule, but I'm not
I'm
going to do that.
I'm pretty sure there's a rule 38 that has to do with killing of other guild members.
Okay, well, I didn't kill him, but I put him in his place, didn't I?
You're not wrong. He gets 9 points of healing.
Okay. He's still out fucking cold. Cold.
But he's not going to die now, right?
No, he's not gonna die now.
Okay. No, I can't press the digitation shit. Do I have can I make water? Can I make water happen? Is that a thing I can do?
You have
Mhm.
Druidcraft?
Yeah, but
You can like craft a little rain cloud over him.
it's mostly just to wash away the blood, actually.
You
It's gonna
can
drown.
with Druidcraft, you can kind of just make him a little damp.
Yeah.
It's mostly just to
You
try
could
and
make a towel a little damp and then use the towel to clean him off.
There you go.
I'm not cleaning him off. I want to clean the floor off.
Or the floor, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, I mean, other people could step in this and slip.
I wish Lula and Zeld had been here. They would have had fun with that.
We're going to get banned from this place, aren't we?
No.
Probably wouldn't be the first time.
I
we got
mean,
banned
this is
from
also
somewhere.
the Adventurers Guild. Fights just happen.
Yeah.
I don't
Remember
think
that time that guy called Brutus dirty, smelly mutt or something, and Lula was really upset?
It's fighting.
Was that the time that was
We
that the
didn't
time
get
that I
banned
had
that
to
time.
haul her out of the
Yeah. We didn't get banned that time.
Well, that guy was
Brutus mauled that guy. Pretty sure he lost an eye. That's why we call him Patches now. Remember that guy that wears the eye patch?
Well, if you say so. I still don't think we should be starting fights with our own guild.
I didn't start it. I finished it.
I
You
think you
sure
might have done a
should
little of
finish it.
both. I think you did a little of both.
All right.
We're just gonna leave. I mean,
Oh, you guys aren't even gonna stay for breakfast now?
I mean, we could, unless you want to go to the mutton shop and meet up with the others.
I don't eat, so that's really up to you.
I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good now. Like, I could take a walk and get some fresh air.
You know, it's early in the morning, get the blood flowing, get the heart pumping.
Yeah.
I mean, you did get your morning workout.
Yeah. And I'll pick up my sword that he was standing on that is now free of his boot as well.
Oh, yeah.
Attack him. Put it back in the scabbard. Yeah,
All
come on,
right.
let's go for a walk. And
I'll
she
Drew
seems like
craft a
she's in a
little
really good
flower and
mood
just
now.
like leave it on him. Just like tuck
Oh
it
yeah,
into
tuck
the
it into his lapel.
yeah, or
calling
the
card.
top of his armor.
And
Then we'll just leave.
Helia's like, come on. She seems like she's in a really good mood.
Fucking A.
Nearly ended a
fine.
man's life. It's a great day.
Yeah. Good start to the day, guys. Good start.
If you say so.
All right.
And go
You know
find
what
these
I
other
always say.
fucks.
Fuck them.
So the so all of you meet up at the mutton shop.
Yep.
Um so what else is on the agenda for today?
I guess today and tomorrow are kind of. Is there anything else we need before we go meet this Mr. Hake? Master Hake?
Rickety.
um,
He does not have a title.
No, that's the title.
Oh,
Rickety.
as opposed to like Sturdy Hake?
Mm-hmm. Please, Sturdy Hake was my father.
father.
Is there anything,
Um,
though, that, I mean, do we think that once we go and have this meeting, we'll be immediately going to the next
Probably.
venue?
You do know that this meeting with Hake is tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
So it's probably unlikely that you will be setting out that evening for this job. But you also don't know how long this job is going to take, when it is actually going to start, if it is supposed to start immediately. So if there is anything else that anybody wants to look into or research about the mines, research about the Phoenix Fire job, now is as good an opportunity as any to do any extra digging or research into any of these jobs that you have. You guys are also beginning to spin a couple of different plates.
Um, the the temple we went to, the Forge Master Temple, they
Mm,
actually do work at that temple, correct? Like
yeah.
they do forge things. They have places where craftsmen can come and use their facilities. There was the fire giant who was making very large things.
Yeah. The one person in particular that you met was Agir,
Yeah.
the fire giant. Um, and he is uh I don't think I actually gave him uh a title. Um Forge Master would be a great title for someone who leads a forge, but the Forge Master is already the name of their god. Um
That feels like it could get it's touching on sacrilegious to like call him
yeah.
Yeah,
yourself.
you know.
Um he is he's the craftsman.
Okay. Um, do we think that perhaps they or uh, some sort of, I don't know, high-end craftsman might be able to help with the question of what to carry Phoenix Fire in?
I mean, there's only one way to find out.
That's, yeah, probably the best place to ask.
See if
Can we
there's
not stay for scripture this time?
He's
we we don't have to. I don't think they're holding service today. I don't really know.
Make a religion check.
They hold service every.
What is religion?
It would be intelligence.
It's a
based.
question for the ages.
Yeah.
12.
12. They're to the best of your knowledge, most religious orders don't hold mass at noon on a Tuesday. It's just
Although-
not a very popular time for mass.
I feel
I'm not saying that they can't.
I feel like with the Forge Master, though, it would be more of a, like a personal crafting type, connection.
Yeah.
Like, less of the chanting
not-
in unison.
Not so much mass, but just quiet crafting time.
Yeah. Like, maybe you collaborate on a nice piece every once in a while. But, considering Corlias was not very forthcoming on how to actually get the fire from the Phoenix back to the forge. And I don't know about you, but I don't have anything that can just hold fire for extended periods of time. And I don't think we should put that in Brutus.
No, that will probably melt Brutus.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it might,
bet,
maybe.
though-
I don't know.
Lula, I bet your cousin could outfit
That was the
Brutus with
other
some
thing. Do you
fireproof
think
panels.
your cousin or your aunt?
Ugh. The out. Oh.
Like reinforce something? He didn't really.
Yeah,
Did he specify how much fire we actually need?
I'm not so
He
hung up.
didn't- He wasn't
No,
specific.
No.
not so hung up on the actual project and the skill level needed. More about doing a job in order to supply a competitor with their source fire.
Could we just bring back some for her too?
So that would be more of a question for your cousin.
Yeah, probably.
She would listen. I know I didn't want to babysit, but she would probably be very actually helpful on the Phoenix fire job.
She
Well-
could bring the tin.
If you guys want to go to the temple, I'll swing by the clamor and see if Elsa's awake.
God, the
Do you
clamor
need
is so-
backup?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can
go to the
afford to
temple.
pay you to be my backup anymore.
I mean, I can go with you again. I could always start
Either
talking
way.
about the fight I got in this morning at breakfast, and your aunt can give me a really disapproving lecture.
Say I don't think a Dodge Road. But if you guys, I mean, we could all just go together. It's on the way.
That's true.
It's up to you.
And then also, if your cousin can make something,
Well, we have
Then-
nothing better to do today, I suppose, so there's no reason we all can't make both stops.
Yeah, see if she can do
some
some
people
research.
don't like the sermons.
Well,
I didn't think it was that. Wasn't that preachy? It wasn't like some of the others.
You stop at the temples often?
No, but sometimes they have people on the streets.
Oh, yeah, I just ignore them and I walk past.
Yeah, they usually stop talking when I show them my gun.
Do you frequently show them your gun?
They're gonna start talking to me randomly.
Do you do that to everyone?
Not everyone.
Suddenly things just start to slot into place. This is why people don't come near us. Meanwhile, then does anyone, we need water to clean you off.
Me? It's just a bit of a bruise. It'll go away.
How many hit points are you missing right now?
Oh, only like 6. Yeah, I have 32 out of 39, so not that much. 7.
Yeah, I already took a cantrip today. I can't station for you. Sorry.
It's fine. She'll just
You don't want me to use the other cantrip I took.
I have produce
Is it
flame.
like Toll the Dead or something?
Acid splash.
There you go.
I can mend you, but
I
like
can
that
mend you
doesn't
too,
work.
yeah.
Yeah, I can mend you, I can guide you, and I can tell you what type of cloak you should wear when we leave, but I can't
I'm
touch.
fine. I'll just see if I can. We're at the mutton shop, right?
Yeah.
Should we
Yeah.
maybe
I'll just
do
ask
we need
the.
to get some of the potions that help one feel better? Do we have money for that?
Lulu will dig around in the party pouch and then
Yeah.
dig around in her pouch. We probably have enough. I have enough gold on me for probably one.
I'll just ask Ebwin for like a cloth, and then I'll just like dip it in my water and like clean off my face.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Ebwin gives you it's not clean, but it's a rag.
It's fine.
We're such an embarrassment for Zill.
Oh, that wasn't Zill. That was me.
Oh.
That was all me.
That was Thurston.
Which one is
Yeah,
the one
yeah, that was- That was
is lesser
yeah.
restoration
Sorry,
the
one
one that gets
character.
rid of disease? Too? Is that the one we need?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Thurston coming through for just a
Gotta-
second.
Sorry.
It's like, oh, that's
I mean,
Polly.
Helia absolutely walked in to meet up with you guys and was like, "Guess what I just did."
Yeah? Did you really fuck him up?
She knocked
Yeah.
him out. She knocked him out, and then we left him there on the floor.
That's
Well,
You
awesome.
should have died.
You should have.
Like, outright died.
Oh yeah.
Like, no cleric can
clocked
bring
him,
that
like-
shit back.
I pulled my
mean,
punch. I
I mean-
mean, somebody needed to put him in his place.
Gotta come back. Just,
You know how those young adventurers are. Besides, he was wearing lifts. Who does that?
alright.
Be
To
rude.
the Hammer's Climber. Or Hammer's Climber.
Okay.
My brain just calls it the clam jam every time.
That's not the right one! That's the one on Moonlight Row!
Yeah.
I know. Oh god, this dwarf guy is gonna come back and bite us in the
No,
ass.
Yeah, it will.
the play.
Probably.
I don't know if I can even say it.
Sorry, not sorry.
The,
You're the one who said this wasn't, Wednesday night dice after dark.
Yeah.
You said it.
apparently, I was wrong because the one on the place on Moonlight Row is Clamor's Hammer.
Oh, that's... Yeah, they're the copyright infringement.
Yeah.
We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
looks like the Forge inside.
Uh-huh.
Just it was slightly different. Well, no, actually it was the same implements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the
Different
tavern
purpose.
keep dressed like sexy Odetra?
This is wrong. That's vile.
Sam hopes
Your cousin
so.
has Your cousin has been secretly making like sexy versions of the armor and selling it to them under the table.
Yeah.
100%. Yes.
Sexy but functional.
So, so you all step out of the doors of
Yep.
the mutton shop. And real quick, I just want to take a minute. This is not something that I think I illustrated very well in session 1. But Skytown and the whole of Core Cyberbrand is a very technological city.
Mhm.
There are artificers are as common as any other class, which means that there are arcane cannon droids, because that's the only word that's coming into my brain right now because I'm a Star Wars
Automatons.
nerd. Automatons. There are automatons everywhere, both sentient and non-sentient. Like Brutus or Endeavor. There are, I won't go so far as to call them cars, but there is like a trolley / tram system through the streets, and it is all magically electrically powered. There are
Magic streetcar.
wires, streetcars, exactly. Um, that they are not particularly fast. Think San Francisco. Um, but those are a common sight and a common mode of transportation across town. There are streetlights that are, depending on the neighborhood or the either the neighborhood or the nearby shops or residences, these streetlights could be one of a couple of different colors. Some of them being, cool colors, some of them being warm colors at night. Um, Moonlight Row overall is like a moonlight blue-ish tint to it, but there is a little bit of every conceivable color in the street lights on that road. Um, so just something to throw out there so that you guys are aware and are painting an appropriate picture in your
That actually makes
minds.
it so much cooler in my head than I was
Yeah.
picturing.
Um,
Are things like the streetcar, are they things that everyday people take, or are they like, if only, are they expensive because they're new? I don't know if they're considered like a lot newer than some of the tech, but
they are not expensive.
okay.
You can get on for a few copper,
Mm,
and they all have like essentially set paths, so
mhm.
depending on where you want to go, you'll have to jump on and off a couple of
Oh,
times.
fair.
um but I'll say that there's like a half dozen of them
Oh,
that travel in like intersecting
mhm.
loops. So uh to get from the Phoenix Fire Forge all the way at the south up to like the Golden Expanse mines, you would have to connect to almost every one of the trams, the streetcars. Um, but you can do that for, a silver piece and change probably per
Okay.
person.
Okay. Well,
Um,
yeah. Okay. So,
and I will, perhaps for next week, I will draw the routes of all of those streetcars.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Um, but for right now, since the Hammer's Clamor is just up the road from the mutton shop, you guys decide to walk. Um, and a few minutes later, it's, right down the road. So a few minutes go by, and you arrive to all of the appropriate hustle and bustle of, middle of the day Tuesday.
The Elsa.
Yeah, Elsa works every day.
If I
She
see
doesn't
O,
really have a whole lot else going on.
if I see Odatra.
You do not. You
Hey.
also do not expect to from outside. You've been in here enough times that Elsa, and her part of the workshop is inside, like kind of where the store is. The main part of the forge is out in like the back courtyard.
Okay, so we're able to get to her part without having to pass.
Correct.
Cool. Yeah, we'll head inside.
Okay. Um,
Passing.
she Elsa sees all of you enter, and says, "You are just a glutton for punishment, aren't you?"
It's gonna be quick. Can't stay long.
I hope for your sake you're right. What's up?
I have a question for you.
I may have an answer.
Preparation for this other job we're gonna be. Not the one
Okay.
into the mine, but the other one.
Another one?
Let me tell you about this one.
Phoenix Fire.
Phoenix Fire.
She was still at the bar at that
Mhm.
point when you
This
guys
is
were
the one
talking
we
about
kind of
that.
kind of teased her with.
Mhm.
Maybe might be able to
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Would you be able to build a container strong enough to withstand Phoenix Fire?
Ooh. That's gonna be a hard maybe.
Okay. Think about it.
Uh, when
Do it.
when do you need it?
Oh, I look at everybody else.
Well,
Well,
would we have 2 weeks to do this job?
yeah, 2 weeks to get back with the fire.
2 weeks to be there and back.
How long is it supposed to take us to get there?
Has anyone ever gone to Spice Mountain?
I hate that that's what it got named.
Yeah.
But no.
Dustin, can I do like a, I don't know, random survival check just to kind of get an idea of like Spice Mounts? Like, I don't know. Like, if I were to, like, I know about how long it'd take me to get most places in like Iowa ish, you know?
Make a history check.
I'm not good at that one. Cool. Yeah, 9.
Um, Not really.
I'm sure
Like,
we could
there's
be there and
so
back in
I'm
time. Sure.
I don't know how long we're gonna be in the mines for. I don't
Well,
know.
then if someone knows of where a closer Phoenix is,
Maybe.
they didn't say it needs to be from that Phoenix, just that there supposedly is one.
Are they common enough to have multiple locations? Multiple
um
birds?
anybody who wants to try and answer that question, roll a Arcana check.
24.
15.
11.
You know how yesterday I was like, oh, it's fine. I'll get all my bad rolls out. And then today will be better. It's not better.
Not better.
It's not better.
It's not better.
Court.
11.
Okay. Um, Endeavor and Lula, you both know that. What did I make you guys roll? Arcana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You both know that a phoenix is a is a creature of not only is a creature of considerable power and longevity,
Hmm.
but they are also very rare. Um, they don't because of the way they reproduce, which isn't really they reproduce, but they do not procreate. Um, at least to the best of your knowledge or experience. So to have one anywhere is pretty rare. The fact that you know where one might be is likely as good a lead as you're ever going to get.
Okay. So maybe like, I don't know. Excuse me. Have it ready in 5 days?
Um,
Maybe? Could you?
if it's possible, I think I might be able to do that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
when we get back from the mines, we will check in
No.
with you. No?
Yeah. And you just see like wheels already turning in her head.
When we get back from the mines, we'll check in with you.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Should be good enough?
If not, we just, I don't know, carry it back in a bag.
It,
Maybe we could just put it on like a torch.
Like Avatar style, just don't let the fire go out.
Yeah. like Olympics, you just pass it along.
Oh, that skill challenge would really suck.
it sure would.
I
Sure
mean,
would.
there are probably alternatives, but preferably one that doesn't require us having to physically just hold it the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's assuming that there's the phoenix is still there and that we don't die.
Also just
Also
said,
true.
yeah, the whole like don't die thing. That's important too.
Yeah, we'll try not to.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? This next job might not start right away. We don't really know, do we?
Not really. I'll dig out 5 gold
Mm.
Okay.
for her. Pass it over as a deposit slash materials.
Okay. Um yeah, I'll get started with this, and I guess I'm going to spend the rest of my afternoon shopping. Right. Is there anything else you guys are doing? You
Getting out of here.
inexplicably hear the hammering from the back courtyard begin to slow.
Out the door. Out
Time
the
to
door.
go.
Out the door.
Time to go.
Oh,
Time to
well,
go.
nice seeing you.
Okay, bye. All right.
Okay.
Do we want to stop by the Forge Master's place as well, or I
We
don't
don't
want to
have to.
disrespect your cousin and her abilities, but I don't know if she was the most confident in this job.
I mean, I'm fine doing some research on it.
Right.
Even if she can build a container to hold it, doesn't mean that we're not going to be able to get it in the first place.
I was gonna say it probably would be helpful to maybe they at least know something about it, as in how one gets it into the container. I mean, I suppose a
Yeah.
phoenix, it's not like a dragon where you just like hold out a box and have it breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Corlias not very good on the details.
Not his department.
It was his request.
He knows that he had phoenix fire and he does not have phoenix fire at the moment, and that's it.
See,
This
the
is
interesting
not how you do a job very well. I'm saying.
the interesting thing is he did not have Phoenix Fire.
Didn't have Phoenix Fire.
That's right.
He had fire
This was a
elementals.
lie.
Well, to be fair,
False advertising.
I mean, is it though? Isn't a phoenix a really big, really nasty elemental?
I don't know. What's a Phoenix considered?
What did you get on your Arcana check?
24.
A Phoenix is a fire elemental.
Good job. A plus for Endeavor.
It's real big and real nasty though.
Yeah, they're mean.
Yeah. I mean, the elementals we met weren't exactly friendly.
No.
I wouldn't be exactly friendly if I had been imprisoned for however long.
Didn't you imprison people for a living?
Well, only when they did something wrong.
Maybe the fire elementals did something wrong.
Not my jurisdiction.
outside of your area.
Mhm.
Don't get into elemental politics.
All right.
But yes, I think it would be helpful if we don't have to stay for long. We can.
All right.
All right. As we scurry out, we'll go across the street to the Forge Master's Temple.
We could
Yeah.
duck in real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, you see, you enter the Temple of the Forge Master, and there we go. A Forge Master Temple.
Yay.
And you see, a gear, is working away. There isn't really much going on right now at the temple, so Agir is just at the main forge in the center of the room, just doing his thing. All like 19 feet of him.
Yeah, he's very large. I feel like there needs to be a bell, like
Talk to him.
a ding.
Yeah.
Made friends.
You liked you the best.
Yeah.
I don't think he liked me the best. I'll just walk up. I'll walk up to him, but like, how large of a radius of heat does this guy give off?
Considerable.
Yeah. So
But it's
I'll
just
walk.
hot. It's just hot in this room
Yeah.
all the time.
But yes, I will walk up to like a safe distance from the forge and the large anvil and hammer and such.
Mm-hmm. You guys see, as you guys enter and start walking around, um, Agir he's like up at he's like at the forge hammering at whatever he is making. It looks like a project that he's just begun, so he's just hammering out like a he would call it a billet, but it is like a full like railroad tie that he's hammering flat. Um and as he is working, you guys enter, and from either side of him, these two large iron golems that appear to be like bronze plated approach you.
Oh.
They do not say anything. Um but they both each have a large size, an appropriately sized warhammer in their hands, and as they pass Agir's line of sight, he stops to turn around and says, "Oh, hello and welcome. What is it that I can do for you today?"
Actually, we have a question about, well, a particular type of fire that we were wondering if you might be able to shed some insight on. We've been we've accepted the task of gathering some phoenix fire.
He leans down really far. He's not particularly close to you, but he
That's always
leans
nice.
down really far and squints his eyes. "You were all here the other day, were you not?"
Indeed, we were here yesterday,
It was a few
day
days
before,
ago.
ago.
2 days ago. That's right. Yes.
Uh, He gives a very broad smile, but from behind this great bushy beard made of fire. Um,
That's very
and
metal.
it's dude, fire giants are so metal. Um,
I was gonna name
he,
the episode something else, but clearly that's gonna be the name of the episode.
what were you gonna
Fire
name the
giants are so
episode?
metal.
I was gonna name it just a little bit of Maiming.
Oh,
Small amounts.
just a little maiming. Um, but he gives this broad
Maybe a little.
smile and says, "I never forget a face. Uh, Phoenix fire, you say? What is it that you'd like to know?"
Well, how does one, assuming that they find a phoenix, and procure fire, how would one bring it from one location to the other?
With exceptional care and great difficulty, I can assure you.
That much we
uh,
had assumed, and
um,
have you known
there
anyone who has ever worked with Phoenix Fire?
it is possible to work with Phoenix Fire. Um, the the crux of your problem is undoubtedly in its maintenance and transportation. Um, you could uh, craft a large, I suppose a box, an oversized lantern, given proper protections, would
Hmm,
probably do the trick.
okay.
Um, a what you are looking for. I assume you've taken Corlias's job.
Oh, yes. I would very
Uh,
much like to see a phoenix.
be careful what you wish for. You just might. Um, you and he thinks for a second and kind of just reiterates you could use an oversized lantern. The trick, the actual phoenix fire comes from the body of the phoenix itself. Um,
Can you, like,
not
can you scoop it off, or is this it only comes when it is dispatched and comes back?
if there could be excuse me, there could be a moment just before a phoenix um, returns to the egg that um, you could get a bit of its fire, um, but if you wait until afterwards, it is just an egg. Um, what you are looking for is not unlike the feather of any other bird. The difference is this feather that you seek is fire. It is fire in one of its most pure forms.
Is it uncommon for a forge to use Phoenix Fire?
If you and Corlias are able to pull this off and live to tell the tale, then untold glory is yours. it is very rare for
How much was he paying us?
Oh,
200 gold.
oh yeah, there you
it
Feel
is
like he's cheaping out.
it is very rare for a forge. Excuse me. It's very rare for a forge to be powered by Phoenix Fire.
What can you make
Not
with
be
it?
anything near enough. Um, the rarity of its use does not stem um from its difficulty of working with, but more it's a difficulty of procurement.
Well, I think your cousin could. Have you ever been to Spice Mountain?
The humans do have silly names for their landmarks, do they not?
Is it spicy? Do they grow spices there?
Fire grows in that mountain. Fire in all its forms.
Ah, I wonder if that's where he procured the elementals from originally.
Maybe.
Maybe he tried for Phoenix Fire and failed.
It is possible, I suppose.
He probably pissed off the mountain.
For the Phoenix.
You would do well to avoid the ire of any phoenix or that mountain. I do not burn easily, and even I would think twice about drawing their anger.
Oh,
Hear that, guys? You should
great.
not piss off the mountain.
Oh, and just stealing fire from a Phoenix won't piss it off at all.
He he never said we had to steal it. Perhaps we can get a gift. We can try the part where we ask politely before the killing.
Port's looking at you like, what do you mean ask nicely? I don't understand those words.
I don't understand those words together.
Endeavor's
If
looking
someone
at
starts
hell.
talking shit in the cafeteria, I just stab them.
We can start
So
with maybe
Sorry, go ahead.
doing a polite request of the mountain. Maybe there's something one could an offering one could make.
is there, he's directing this question to a gear. Is there anything a Phoenix would take as some sort of an offering or gift?
We could probably bring him Coralias
But then who's going to pay us?
when we get paid twice. Once for getting the fire, and then once from the Phoenix for delivering the person who slaughtered his or her children. And we get a forge out of the whole deal, because we could probably get that too.
Endeavor's making up rewards now.
This is how that contracting thing works, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're kind of like, it gives you a quizzical look and like leans back a little bit, and then just like looks to the rest of you, like, is she okay?
Meanwhile, this one still is like bleeding from the fight they started the morning off with.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Is there something though that might appease a phoenix? Or does it just want to burn?
Hold please.
Mm-hmm. Lesson has
That
to
is
do
an-
some research. Do we need to take a break?
Let's take a break.
There we go.
And when we
We'll
come
answer
back,
that.
I will absolutely answer that question that I totally planned for off the top of my head.
Yep.
All right. We will see everyone in about 5 minutes or so.
Woo.
Stay tuned for the exciting answer to that question.
We shall be back. Hello, friends.
Welcome back to
Welcome
tonight's
back.
episode of Law and Order. Bum, bum.
Bum bum.
So
dumb.
good. It's
That
so
is
good.
Wait, is that gonna be the group name? Considering like
It
we're
really
all
would
from the Deep
fit.
Armory.
Yes,
Law and
done.
Order. Yes.
I
It
love that for
was
the other
so
group, we
easy.
refused to give ourselves a name. And
We
this time
were
we're
like
easy done.
80 episodes in last time
Mhm.
and didn't have a single group name.
Nope.
This
We're on
one,
episode 6.
6.
Mhm.
Done.
Group name.
Law and
writing it in my
Order.
book.
Absolutely.
Good job, gang. We've done it. We did it. Tina, would you care to repeat your question?
I think it was Zill's question actually. Was the what can we bring to make nice with the Phoenix?
Big fire elemental.
Um,
So we're probably not tidal wave.
a gear thinks for a few minutes and says, "Well, an elder elemental such as a phoenix, could theoretically be appeased in one of a few ways. And he tells you a couple of things, a ritual that you could perform. You could just try to sneak up on him while he's sleeping or whatever. But he also says, and if you would like the details on any of those, I will need more time.
That's fair.
He also says that fire elementals, the driving force, their purpose is to burn everything and or anything. So the question is, what do you give an elemental who has already burned everything? Something. What do you
You
get
give
the
the
girl who has
elementals everything.
Something they don't have. Something that it hasn't burned. Some find a material, a rare material that it hasn't burned yet, and there is a ritual that you can perform that that might allow you enough time to present this object to a phoenix before the phoenix burns you instead.
What about something ever burning? Is there a material like that
Or
we
maybe
could
material,
possibly...
maybe an unburnable material.
Make a nature check.
Like most
Both
druids,
of
I
us?
don't do
Or
nature.
just Endeavor?
What?
Anybody?
Okay.
You guys are all talking and thinking
Yeah,
out loud.
I mean,
13.
13.
Shopping it.
I don't do nature. 7. Druids don't just randomly get nature.
Just wild to me.
Nature's in not wisdom too.
Yeah, I know.
That's
It's like
true.
clerics with religion.
Because it's a knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the clerics with the wisdom.
Your
Except
wisdom version would be survival.
Survival.
Yeah.
Medicine's a
Medicine's a wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Religion's an intelligence.
So I'm not
Don't
gonna
understand it.
I will not accidentally apply. I might like apply the incorrect plant, but I'll definitely be able to tell how it poisoned you.
It's on the list of dumb, like cats not having dark vision.
It's true.
Rhodes, what did you get?
Oh, also a 7.
Okay. So we got
I mean,
2 13s
Teens
and
and
2
7s.
7s.
Yeah.
So if we like pair up, we got 2 Miss Jacksons.
Yeah.
That's how it works, right?
That's how
Teamwork.
that works.
Our knowledge combined.
So the 4 of you rack your brains, and between the 4 of you, you cannot think of any naturally occurring material that is either immune to fire. Like, even like stone will eventually just melt and become lava when it gets hot enough. There None of the 4 of you can think of any natural material that is either immune to fire or um or is ever burning without the assistance of um direct intervention from magic. You have ever burning torches and things of that like, but those are artifacts of arcane power, not of the natural world. Agir also thinks and says, I can think of a few things that are immune to fire on the elemental planes, but a phoenix would have burned anything that it could from there, or are otherwise unobtainable.
Maybe it'll like novelty. I mean, it'll have the chance to burn a lot of things.
Like us.
Well, yes, but I mean, it's probably already burned a lot of people. That's boring, right? I mean, you've burned people before. It's boring, it's quick, it's mundane. I mean,
No,
it'll do
maybe
in a
that's the same as
pinch.
saying I've eaten once, but I've never want to eat again. And still says it, and then realizes that that's not a good way to get endeavored. Like, not a good metaphor for endeavor.
Never's like, I don't understand that reference.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't get that.
Okay,
But
it's
you
like
eat
saying I have one plant. Why would I want another?
but
But of course, you want more plants.
But they're different.
Exactly.
So,
And we're
but if
all individuals.
so, we should just tell it can come to the city, and there's lots of individuals to burn.
Absolutely not. I'm just saying why it would want to continue to burn people.
Conversation's getting off the rails a little.
Well, we can.
I'm about it though. I mean, if you guys want to suggest that a phoenix comes to Skytown to burn it all down, then
We were worried about the
fuck,
dragons on the map.
just say that you don't want to play anymore. It's fine.
I mean, I don't mean burn the people. I mean, okay,
Just their homes and
fire-
livelihood.
the fire would be coming here to live in the forge. So it get to burn lots of.
forge.
No, maybe it can like come and go. I don't know how fire like that works. Maybe he can have an agreement. Maybe they can sign a contract.
I mean, like you did say that it wants to burn more and more. Maybe we can convince it to provide fire to all of the forges in town, and it is thus spreading its fire
everywhere
in some way.
Maybe.
It would give it lots of opportunities. Lots of materials to burn.
So true.
I mean, maybe we could find something under the other mountains too.
And something in the mines.
Exactly. I mean, what? That hasn't been opened for however many centuries, millennia. Could be something down there that it hasn't seen.
We will talk to it.
New plan. Cart Illithid over to Phoenix.
Such a bad idea.
Maybe we bring the Phoenix to the Illithid. That's true.
Good work, though.
I like that plan better.
Corlias, you can
God.
have this Phoenix. You can have this Phoenix fire, but we first need to.
When
do
we're done with
something.
it, you have to share these.
You guys are realizing that you're just opening it up for Dustin to give us a Illithid Phoenix hybrid thing.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. that sounds
Why
pretty
does it
badass.
always have to be Illithids with you people?
I don't know, Dustin. Why does it always
Endeavor-
have to be a lipid?
Endeavor asked what sort of creatures live under the mountain with the intent of it being, if I were to change myself into something, what would work, and got a book full of tentacles.
Mm. See?
I mean, but we already have the task of potentially going under the mountain down to the mines. Maybe there's something down there that will provide a incentive for the Phoenix.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe we can
Yeah.
just coax the Phoenix over there. Come to this nice place and power the forges, and you can also go and slaughter whatever abominations we're going to be facing down underneath the mountains. There's not a Phoenix under the mountains here, correct?
Phoenix is a bird.
Yes.
I don't know why that blunt response. Like, not in character, not looking at the camera, just Phoenix is a bird.
Phoenix is a bird.
Yes.
Um,
Some birds do.
Phoenix is an X-Men. Uh,
Bird. Thank you.
No, Aguirre explains that the only time or way that you are likely to find a phoenix underground would be if it was roosting
Fighting a
in the
lizard.
belly. If it was roosting in the belly of a volcano.
Yeah. Oh. We don't have those here.
I thought someone had mentioned Spice Mountain might be a volcano.
Spice Mountain is a volcano, but that's
Spice
not
Mountain.
this here.
Oh, yeah,
No.
like in Skytown, no. But, like, maybe.
You haven't been under the mountains here, have you, Agir?
Not in this area. The clearance in the tunnels is not conducive to one of my size. He says, being like 19 feet tall.
That's fair. Have you ever heard of things in the mountains here? Besides the obvious, kind of gesturing in the vague direction of course, Avabrew. Are there others who lived there?
Well, I'm sure I don't know about any direct entrances through your mines, but I do know that the city does connect to the Underdark.
And there are civilizations down in the Underdark.
Of course.
Have you been there? Are they
Uh,
nice?
No, and unlikely.
Okay. But these are still not these are active civilizations. These are
Some, perhaps. if you can call some of them that. There are he Agir doesn't know much about the Underdark or those that dwell there, but creatures like Dwergar or there's a deep gnomes, or there are some elves prefer the Underdark over the forests. But the Underdark is a very harsh and unforgiving place to live, and as a result, many who live within it are harsh and unforgiving.
Yeah, Lula's just kind of like hanging, like sitting on one of the benches, just kind of waiting. But oh,
Is
we
there
can.
anything is there anything else you wish to know?
You said a large lantern might do it if we manage to convince this phoenix to give its fire. You said with the proper protections. Is that something that like a cleric of the Forge Master would have to bless to give those sort of protections?
Uh, it would need to be a specific and powerful blessing, but a cleric might be able to do it. Um, the important thing is that the whatever your vessel is for transporting this fire, it would have to your vessel would have to withstand the heat um and abuse that Phoenix Fire is known for, and it would have to withstand that punishment long enough to get from wherever you are back to your destination.
Strangely, I'm more confident in Elsa being able to construct something of that nature than I am about Corlias having something on site that could be transferred to.
Yeah, that's a good point. Kind of decided it was our problem to figure out how to get it back. Does he have a way to? I mean, he was housing elementals, but arguably that's different than the fire
and
of a
arguably
phoenix.
not that well.
Yeah, and arguably not that well. He threatened
I
to.
guess we'll find out.
Yeah, is bringing this back going to threaten the safety of Skytown the next time his forge blows up?
um Gear just begins chuckling at that. um I would like all of you to make an insight check.
Yeah. On.
What the fuck, man?
I have
6.
Natural
9.
20 for 28.
Damn.
Yeah, you did.
Damn.
Thank you.
You and Gear are like besties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I'm like feeling it, like
Yeah.
being the Forge Master. Like I'm feeling something
Endeavor
inside.
is joining. Like
I'm gonna join the cult, guys.
They're joining the Forge cult.
I'm
Yeah,
joining the Forge cult.
you keep going like this, I'm just gonna give you a level in cleric.
I'm feeling guys, I think
It's a
I feel
wisdom
like
class.
I feel like I got that faith thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm getting it.
Oh,
You've been
do we need to
infected.
take you to
Do
get
you
checked?
Did you need a healer?
Do I need to get
Lula, I think there's a virus.
Do I need to go to like an arm and a leg to get like
Cast cure
defragged?
wounds on you.
You told me that person you had over the other day was just helping you with your plants.
Yeah.
They're helping me trim the hedges.
Nice.
But
Dun dun.
Dun, dun. Oh my god, we should make the dun dun a noise on the Discord soundboard.
Can we do that?
Yeah, I
Can
think
we
so.
without the
Will we get
copyright?
will we get
No.
sued if we
Yeah.
do that?
Probably.
Can we do
I don't know.
legally?
Yeah, are we allowed to do that?
You
I'm
have to use
I'm gonna have
different
to do some research. We might have to do two different, like a different
notes.
noise.
Just do the same. It's the
Dum-dum.
same. No, it's the
Just
same
like
thing,
doorbell.
but it's just a different pitch.
Yeah.
Mhm,
So it's
like a
dun,
third
dun.
higher.
No, you just need to record Dustin saying it.
Yeah,
Like, it's totally
that's
different.
true.
Anyway, with a 28 insight, Endeavor, just know some of this, and the rest of you kind of just know some of this as well. Corlias has a reputation of being the guy who uses elementals to power his forge. And I don't know, man, one of these days that idiot's dumb decisions are going to catch up to him. And 2 days ago, his forge blew up.
This is the guy that OSHA has visited a lot.
My god. I would say Skytown doesn't have an OSHA, but I feel like Skytown does have an OSHA.
Oh, hell
Skytown
yeah.
definitely.
Skytown totally has OSHA.
You know that every time he's gotten cited for like poor elemental security,
Yeah.
no oversight. Like
Why do you think he had employed 2 different people to oversee that part of the forge? The problem happened when those 2 people were
Started
a bunch
fighting.
of chuckle fucks
Yep.
and let shit get out of hand.
Well, we can, before we hand over the really, really strong flames, we can, maybe just get a sense of what he plans to do with it. Like perhaps not put it into the same thing that just exploded.
Having okay, Dustin, this might be like a logistical like lore question. Or not lore, but like
Because what has this campaign been so far? Talking about pensions and
I'm channeling my inner Thurston right now.
What have I done?
Would we be responsible for so like just like when you contract somebody out to build like an addition on on your house and they're required to go to the city to get a permit, do we have to go to like the city to make sure that we are handing over an elemental fire? Do we have to go to like Skytown OSHA and register that before we give it to him?
Part of your guild dues that are paid monthly, part of those dues cover insurance.
Fringe benefits.
Pretty good insurance if I burn down part of the town.
It's like you get a fixed asset tag that you put on the thing with the elemental fire before you pass it over.
Incidentals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Note appreciation there.
Yes, that is another one of the perks to being a guild adventurer. You are on the side of your van. It says Lore and Order fully insured.
Okay. I feel like Corlias must have really high premiums.
Oh, he does. He does, but it's a big shop, and he's got a lot of smiths working for him.
I know he doesn't.
Well, he's got a lot of carpenters working for him right now. And that shop is fairly well known for doing really good work. It is the
only way he gets
it's dangerous having like elementals around as your fuel source, but it means that the kind of overhead that you have is a lot different. And there's a certain amount of prestige that comes from working in a place like that, producing goods from a place like that. It's like being able to put an Apple sticker on something, or like it's like a Made in America sticker. Uh, it's made with elemental fire sticker. So
Got it.
part of it really is just like a branding thing.
Yeah, not cool. Not so sure how I feel about the, sentient elementals being caged in the thing.
Who said they were sentient?
I don't know. Are elementals normally sentient?
Mm,
Well, we'll
make an
find out.
Arcana check.
We'll find out. I don't know. They seemed angry.
Anything can be angry.
Yeah, I mean, it's fire though, so
An ant can be angry. I'm not entirely certain I would call them sentient.
they build entire communities.
Ants may be
They're
a bad
aware.
example.
That's how you get illithid. You anger the ants.
You anger an ant.
And 2 billion years later, guess what you have? Illithid under your town.
Why do you guys constantly think it's going to be illithid? Why can't it be something else?
Surprise us.
Why can't
I
the
dare
entire
you.
mind just be one giant mimic that you guys are just walking into its mouth?
You've already done that.
Good.
No, I haven't.
Not
I've
on
only done that
stream.
with a house.
Not a mine.
Yeah, not like an entire mountain.
Maybe it's
Mimic Mountain.
maybe they're really nice. Maybe it's like really nice illithid that just have been stuck under there.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll make some friends. And we can give them the phoenix fire. And they can make really pretty swords.
Yeah.
Or
Who
like
knows
Yeah.
what'll
I gave
happen?
you a garden of mimics when I sent you to Wonderland. Dustin's making Mimic Mountain over there.
I am not the one who said Mimic Mountain. That lady over there. I don't know where she is on the stream.
That's Rhodes.
That's
Went
Rhodes.
the other
Try
way.
again. Nope.
Nope.
Yep,
Yep.
there you go.
There you go.
That one?
It's fine.
That one. That one over there.
Well, if we are able to procure said fire, would you like us to bring it by? Before we deliver it, of course.
A gear looks around and at his forge, and the forge behind him is little more than just a pool of boiling lava.
Mhm.
And he looks behind him past the forge at the great anvil that is chained down to the floor. And he looks back at you and just says the fire of a phoenix would be an immense boon for this temple. I'm not even sure what I could pay you for such a gift.
I mean, we don't want to promise anything because we may die. But
Make that deal
If
when
we
we
can.
get back.
if we can bring it back, I feel like it'd be. Would anyone here or yourself be able to do this blessing of the container?
Um he said, I believe given the proper vessel and enough time, I believe we could, myself and perhaps a few others, could perform this blessing. And he goes over to uh, one of his appropriately sized for him work tables. Um, and he unrolls a appropriately sized for him scroll, which is like a friggin' bed sheet for you. And he draws out a picture and writes a few notes and rolls it up and gives you this, like, 24 by 48-inch poster of a scroll, and says, if you can have a smith, uh, you know, forge a device to these specifications, um, bring it back here, and I will ensure that an appropriate blessing is put on it.
Thank you.
Very helpful. I will take the book.
We have to get. Yeah, we
Okay.
have to bring. We have to get that to
Elza.
Elsa.
All right. So you on your way out, you go back to the Hammer's Clamor and just pop in, drop off the blueprints to Elsa,
Mhm.
say, "Here, we've done the hard part for you. Build this."
Yeah.
Um, and continue on your way.
Yeah.
Is there anything else last minute that you guys want to do before tomorrow? All right.
Elliot just tells Endeavor, I'm sleeping at the apartment tonight.
Stay in my place. Maybe not. I don't know if there's enough
no
room.
reason. It's not that big of a deal.
All right. So the following day comes,
Yes.
and that evening, you all make it back to
Ooh.
the Dire Keg.
Oh. I have music.
Oh yeah, I forgot I had music on this scene now.
Oh,
Is that working for
yeah, all of a
everybody?
Yeah, can you turn it
Yeah.
down?
Can
I turn it down?
No.
Oh, I can turn it down.
There. Did that help?
Yeah, that helped. But there's user volume controls, so I can mess with that.
Okay.
But yeah, that worked.
See,
Okay,
I
so-
told you music was on the list.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. So for some reason, my computer decided to put it through the computer speakers and not my headset. So then the dog started barking like, who the hell is in the house?
Oh my god.
What is that noise?
Mom, people.
Nobody
people.
else comes here.
All
Like
right.
the Dire Keg. Do you think we get one of the private rooms tonight?
Probably.
So, the following evening, you head to the Dire Keg, and just like last time, you now know that you have to go into the shitty part of the bar to get the password to get into the better part of the bar. Da, da, da. So you guys um I'm just trying to. Yeah. You guys go into the dire keg, go up to the bartender and let him know that you're here to see Rickety Hake, and he directs you to dining room 2.
Does someone just vomit?
Maybe
Gross.
This is a
it's
nice
just
place, okay?
it,
Well, no, this part was nice.
yeah,
Maybe it was upstairs.
could have been upstairs.
This is room 2.
Room 2 is over here.
Nice. Oh, this room fancy.
Room is fancy.
Oh, more noise.
Whoa, I zoomed too much. Okay, there we go.
Those are where the fancy people go to make deals and shit.
So once everybody is here, we have one of the barmaids comes in and gets drink orders from everyone. What are you all drinking?
Just Helia will just order a ale.
Yeah, house brew, whatever is
brew.
on tap.
Yeah,
Yep.
whatever you have on tap.
I would like whatever is the strongest smelling thing on the menu.
Okay. Um. So the barmaid jots down 3 dire pints
Hmm.
and one ash bender.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
And leaves the room, shuts the door behind her. At this point, a a halfling wearing colorful, if faded, regalia, very elaborate, lots of layers and belts. He's got a tricorn hat and a cape thrown over one shoulder. And he stands with a crutch. And you can see that one leg is, I don't know if deformed is really the right word, but there's something's up with his one leg that it is not very usable. Um, but you see, and this individual introduces himself as Rickety Hake. And he points down the table to Trallin Billowboots and Sersha. And he says, yes, I am Rickety Hake. And you are, and kind of just, sweeps his eyes around the table at the rest of you.
Ah.
I am Endeavor. These are my friends.
Hi,
Well, it's
Helia.
nice.
Oh.
It is nice to meet you, Endeavor and friends. to business then, I suppose. And he pulls out a large scroll. Not large, but long scroll. And he unrolls it, and it appears to be a lengthy contract.
We should
I
call our lawyer from the other world.
I will.
Thurston gets a collect call from an interdimensional server.
Thurston just gets like a gate cube that just opens.
Yeah.
Summoning him.
Summarized in the contract is the following information. These are the important bits. The person known as Rickety Hake leads an expedition into the Golden Expanse mines outside Skytown. This expedition will take is scheduled for no more than 3 days at the discretion of the executor, in this instance, Rickety Hake. Joining Hake on this expedition is Saoirse Night River of the Deep Armory, paid 20 gold pieces per day. Trallin Billow Boots of the Forgemaster Temple, paid 15 gold pieces per day. And Genora Drozar of the Sharper Visage, paid 23 gold pieces per day. Saoirse Night River is granted subcontracting rights with a budget of 30 gold pieces per day. And Rickety Hake is granted subcontracting rights with a budget of 25 gold pieces per day. Any and all artifacts recovered while on this expedition inside the mines are the sole property of Hake and the Gilded Society. All.
Can you
Go ahead.
repeat the name of the third person?
There are 4 people total named on the contract.
Right.
Rickety Hake, Saoirse Night River, Trallin Billow Boots, Genora Drozar.
Please proceed.
Any and all artifacts recovered while on the expedition are the sole property of Hake and the Gilded Society. Payment, any and all payments promised in this contract are accepted in artifacts or equivalent gold value after the artifacts are evaluated and sold. I would like everybody to make, as you guys are reading this, I would like everybody to make just like an intelligence check, history or investigation, something in that vein.
14 investigation.
Okay.
22 history.
Tina Rhodes.
22 investigation.
Okay.
14 investigation.
Okay. The last line of that summary is one of the really important parts. Any artifacts or loot that you guys find on this expedition belong to Hake. You will be paid out after the expedition is over, either in those artifacts or an equivalent gold value of whatever your rate is. Your group, the four of you, are the are who Sorsha is subcontracting with her budget of 30 gold pieces per day. So that's what your guys' fee is written into the contract.
So assuming 3 days, we
Assuming
gold.
you're gone for 3 days, the four of you split 90 gold. The other thing that this means is that if the expedition turns up less than that value in artifacts, Hake loses money here.
Yeah.
But the more stuff you guys find, the more money Hake makes, because Hake takes his cut after Hake takes everything after he's paid everybody else.
Yeah, it also means though that Lula kind of tucks that in the back of her head of like, if for some reason our paths cross with our other contract, namely the Phoenix Fire, for some reason, technically that would overlap with this contract because we found it while on this expedition. So we have to be careful.
Yeah.
Theoretically. It could get messy.
I mean, theoretically, he could also kill us all.
Also true.
I mean, a beholder could kill you all.
That's true. Hake's a beholder.
What? Hake is not a beholder.
They can't
Yeah.
shapeshift.
Does he happen to have a little something on the back of his head?
Yeah.
Hake has really, 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 really thick hair, guys. But he's only got like 10 hairs, so it's fine.
Okay.
All right.
I want to, before we actually sign on this, I just want to I want to look at the people in the room. So the other the other four.
There are 3 other people in this room. You've got
Nora's
the
not
4
here.
of you. You've got the 4 of you. You've got Hake, Trallin, and Saoirse.
But no Glenora.
Janora does not appear to be in this room, and you do see at the bottom of Hake's contract, Janora's name is already signed.
Okay.
As is Hake's.
I just want to see if I can read anything from their expressions. You know, do they seem confident that we'll sign? Do they seem nervous? Do they seem like they're kind of hiding underneath like, yeah, we'll get these chuckle fucks to come down there and excavate some stuff and then just take it all.
Make an insight check. Who are you trying to piece out specifically?
Probably Hake. If only because Zill's worked with Saoirse before.
Okay.
So I would trust Zill's opinion on that. And we've never worked with Hake. We've never met Hake in the past. This is not somebody that we're familiar with.
That is correct.
Okay. Then probably Hake, since he's the one offering up the contract. Actually, no. Probably Billow Boots, because we've already heard his name from other stuff.
Okay.
From that was what we got from the letter, right? The initial stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever is going on, Billow Boots is the common thread.
He seems to be
some way, shape,
at the very least tied into it. Yeah, I think just kind of, and I think it's more just trying to understand, does there, even if I can't tell what it is, does there seem to be some sort of ulterior motive here that could come back and bite us in the ass once we're down there?
Sure.
So 21.
21?
Wait, no, that's not right. I can't add. 16 plus 8 is 24.
Okay.
Okay.
And
That's really hard.
so you're trying to give Billow Boots the once over
Yeah.
discreetly. Um and he seems more or less relaxed.
Hmm.
Um you remember that the other night when you were in here the first time, um Billow Boots, Sersha, and Hake were already having a meeting. So you know that at least these three have all met before.
Hmm.
You do get a bit like every once in a while, Billow Boots, like, he'll be talking, having a conversation. This is a very, relaxed and somewhat casual environment. Um but as the evening is progressing and you're all talking and conversating and playing name games and get to know you games, um Billow Boots keeps like glancing at Helia
Mm.
and like keeps giving her like a side eye.
Okay. Well, I mean, to be fair, maybe he's
Do I
friends.
notice that?
Maybe he's friends with the dwarf that she
uh
punched out this morning.
uh Court, go ahead and um roll a perception or insight.
Doop-a-doo.
9. Perception.
9. You don't notice.
I won't point it out, not until we're amongst ourselves later, but good to know. Good to know.
Um, I think the first time that we ran into him was I think I was still in dwarf mode.
No, you were in
I'm
half elf mode,
I'm in
weren't
half
you?
elf. Okay, so I'm in the same form then
Yeah, because we were here.
after the forge blew up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta start keeping a list of which person you
I
were
know, order
when.
of events. I'm gonna have to
Mhm.
be like session 1 to 3, dwarf mode.
Yeah, just do it as your header, like I used to do for Faraday. Session 1,
Yeah.
date, what
E-
season she was in, what season it
Mhm.
was, number of days in.
So we're after. I'm assuming we all have signed said contract.
Yeah, after everybody has a chance to read it, Hake's signature is already on it. Janora's signature is already on it. Um, so Hake's signature is at the top, like all the way to the left. Janora's signature is um next to Hake's. Trallin is invited to sign next to where Janora's signature is, and then Sersha signs all the way to the right. Underneath Hake's name are the names of a half dozen other people who are also obviously not here. And then the four of you are all invited to sign underneath Sersha's
Mm.
name.
Are there people under the others? Since the others were also granted the ability to subcontract to presumably teams of their own or specialists, are there other names sort of listed underneath each of these main individuals?
No.
Okay.
The only people who the contract only stipulates that Hake and Sersha have subcontracting
Okay.
rights with a budget.
Okay.
Hake has a half a dozen names under his. Presumably, those are the people that he is subcontracting
Yeah.
with his extra budget, and um, and then the four of
Mm.
you are working for Sorsha.
Nice.
Right? Um, Endeavor, how do as you're doing it in the air, how do you sign your name? Do you actually sign your name, or is it more of a, just making your mark type of situation?
No, I signed my name.
Okay.
I signed my name the same way that probably It's precise enough that it looks like when you use the script in Adobe to sign. Like it's that
An actual
uncanny
font.
valley thing where if you were to look at it in comparison to people actually signing in ink, you'd be able to tell that like something's off about this one. Nobody
Uh-huh.
signed that neatly.
Okay.
But it's just that, you know, at some point back in the circuitry, there's something that said this is how you write your name in script.
Mhm.
And it goes.
Okay.
So it is very it is very loopy and very everything is exactly half the height of the letter. You know, the big letter is twice as tall as the small letters, and the loop,
Hmm.
the N, the humps are the exact same width.
Court, how does Helia sign her name?
Probably very messy and illegible. And she probably my instinct is that she doesn't sign her actual name. She would sign a fake name that's probably like Helen or something like that, but not her actual name.
Okay.
Something that looks similar. But she really doesn't trust these people. And she knows by signing her actual name to that contract, it implies something that she's bound to. And I don't think she trusts them enough to be bound to a contract with them.
Okay. Rhodes, how does Zilney sign their name?
It's probably just like the letter Z, and then you can see the letter B, and for his last name, and then like as it goes on, it just kind of becomes a scribble.
It's a line.
Yeah, it's
Just kind of a wavy line.
yeah, a
That's his
wavy
peanut
line
signature.
where you can like tell where like the other like there's a little bit of a higher hump halfway through because it's bronze brand, and so you can see, oh, that must be the other B, and then it's just more squiggles.
Hmm.
That's like Tina's signature. You can make out like 2 or 3 letters, and that's about it.
It's fine. I just cross the whole thing. It means I get all the letters that need it.
All right. Sam, how does Lula sign her name?
With all 7.
All of them?
All of them. And
I
she
feel
has
like
to
her
like
writing is really bubbly.
it is. She's got like little, I think she dots her eyes with like instead of hearts, it's like little stars.
Nice.
Little
And
dog
like
paw.
actually she's got one eye in her name. So it's like a little star. Yeah. And then like so it goes it does the whole thing, and then it starts like it has to like wrap around the bottom corner. It goes around Zill's name a little, like up and around, and then yeah, right at the end.
We haven't learned to let Lula sign last.
Yeah.
So that they
Yeah.
get all the space.
It's like a little bit. It goes up and around the corner, and then yeah, after Fopple Apple, there's a little paw print doodle.
Excellent. After the contract is signed, you guys have had your drinks. You've had a second round as well. And Hake explains that it's dark out by now at the time of this meeting. But Hake explains that the expedition will leave at, not at first light, but tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., we'll say.
Sorry. For the details in the contract, other than like the high level stuff, if there's, I don't know, is he giving us supplies? Like if I'm gonna have to go spelunking down some weird hole, is he supplying basic stuff for that as part of this, or do I have to go shopping?
Part of the contract details there's an entire section that is provisions that Hake is responsible for providing, and it does include some like exploring and dungeoneering type supplies like ropes and grapples and that sort of thing. Um, the it also explains the extra subcontractors that Hake is hiring are like camp staff. So
Like a cook and stuff.
yeah, so Hake is providing a cook and um you know, people that their only job is going to be carrying all of the supplies and all of the supplies that you need to get down there and all of the artifacts out. Um anything anything that anyone wants to bring, they should bring that. But Hake is responsible for providing some basic necessities, obvious things. Like I said, ropes and grapples and things like that.
Cool.
So, yeah. Do you guys have any other questions about the people that you are getting into bed with, or the contract itself, or anything else of that nature?
I think Endeavor would ask after we'd signed and kind of everyone settled in, um, what do you hope to find down there?
What do I hope to find? Uh, Hake has Hake is um a not quite, he is an old man. So he's very gaunt, not quite like emaciated gaunt, but he's an old gaunt man. And he has a well trimmed, twirly mustache and goatee, and he's doing one of these with his goatee. What do I hope to find? Riches beyond belief. That is what I hope to find. But I will settle for riches within my beliefs.
It's very important to be flexible.
It is indeed. I don't rightly know what we'll find down there, which is why you are coming with. I've heard many great things about lore and order, especially your work at what what is it called? The Phoenix Fire Forge. Bit of unpleasantness there.
More than a bit, I'd say.
Things got very heated.
They did indeed. Perfect. Heated indeed.
On that note, I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks.
I mean, it is 9:30. This is as good a place as any to call it for the evening. But when we return next week, we will. It will be the following morning at 8 a.m. Not in real life.
No.
In real life, it'll be next Wednesday at 6:30, like it normally is.
Yay.
Ew.
I'm able to
Not playing as much as I would love to play D&D at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I have more adulty things that I have to do. Lame. Stupid work.
Work. Thanks
Stupid
for
earning a
watching.
paycheck.
Yeah.
Yes, I will not
Getting in
be
the way of my
excavating.
gaming.
Yeah.
I will not. We will not get to excavate artifacts at 8 a.m.
No. But with that, thank you everyone for
Yes.
playing. Thank you everyone for watching.
Yes.
And yeah, and tune in next week. And there
Mhm.
will be a dungeon mayhaps.
There may be.
Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
Another
Dare I say mayhaps a dragon? Probably not a dragon, but mayhaps.
Sharpen
Yeah,
your
I think the
swords.
Phoenix would
Kids.
like a
We're
dragon to
stabbing
burn.
dragons.
Yeah.
There we go. We could just have big kaiju battle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Kaiju battle. There you go.
Hell yeah.
All right. Goodbye,
Hey.
friends.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
Internet.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.